to me anything, but yes, do make it pertinent to the topic I am going to take up. You have a doubt or something you're right? So 6, 7, 8, and 9, and I am. Do you know me? How many of you know me? You know me. What's my name? How many of you know me? You know me. 2 days before I had a webinar, yes, but who am I? What's my name? So you know my name. What's my name? Oh, thank you. What do I teach?
See?
Oh, biology. So you're very correct. Thank you for that. So I'm Aloka Bosman. I teach biology, and unfortunately, I'm not teaching any one of you. So probably that's the reason you don't know me so well, right? Now, what we are going to do today, we are not having a workshop, we are not having a conference, we are not having a webinar. We are having a plain and simple interactive session. What is interactive session? Where when we talk, I talk, you talk, I talk. I show you something on the screen, I show you something real, and you develop a lot of ideas as to what you can do to a very, very serious problem. The problem is very serious. And it is so serious that if the next generation, that is you all, do not contribute to the solution, we are going to head for a disastrous world. Very, 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 very disastrous. So please do pay attention. Please do pay attention to all that I'm saying. And please try to realize you don't have to do much. Only you have to be careful and responsible. That's it. If you are a person who is careful, if you are a person who is responsible, and who is a responsible person? One who behaves responsibly. That's very important. So your behavior is a very deciding factor to judge you. At least that's the way I judge you, and I'm sure you all are very, very nice too. Shall I begin? Okay, so a very warm, cordial welcome to this session. And I'm very thrilled to have all of you here with me, the offliners who are right ahead in front of me, and the onliners. So a big hello to all of you. I'm sure some of you know me. I am Aloka Bosman. I teach biology here in the school. And this current topic, the one that I'm going to talk about for the next 40 odd hours, is all about a very precious, very, very precious natural resource which goes wasted. And that is rainwater. Now, before I begin, how many of you have heard the rain fall? Have you heard the rain fall? Okay, you've heard the rainfall, right? So what you do is, I'll tell you a type of rainfall, and with your hands, try to recreate the sound. Suppose it's a very gentle rain. You are hearing the rainfall patter down your window. It's a nice evening, you were studying and suddenly you heard some sound. And you realize a very gentle rain is moving. That from the sound you made first to the sound you made last, how much water must have got gathered on your roof? Any idea? Suppose the amount of rain has been such that when you go and check, suppose the drains are blocked and you find there's 1 inch of water on your roof. Okay, somehow the drain was not working, the drain pipe was not working, and you go to the roof and you find there is 1 inch of water all over your terrace. How much water do you think is there on your terrace If you have a house, say, of 160 square yards, not a big house, a reasonable house, and the roof terrace is covered with 1 inch of rain, how much water is there on your terrace, approximately? Yes, please. 120 liters. 20 liters. Okay, good guess. Yes?
Ma'am, enough for use for one.
No, just give me a number.
30 to 40 liters.
30 to 40 liters. Any other answer? Yes? 25 liters. Any other? 40 liters. Any other answer? Yes? 50 liters. No, students, it's wrong. There is 2,214 liters of water on your terrace. 2,214 liters of water on your terrace of a house of 160 square yards, which is a moderate house. So do you realize how much water we waste? And this water is something which is so precious, absolutely pure, because all the impurities have got cleansed and it has come through the Please have a look at this PPT. Just try to read the slides. You don't have to exert much. Delhi Jal Board is going out of the way to do rainwater harvesting, and very soon a law is going to come where all houses have to have a rainwater harvesting system. Some colonies are doing fantastic job. So please have a look at this. Just roll the slides, and this is all they are saying. Just go through it very quickly. The rainwater harvesting scheme as envisaged by Delhi Jal Board. Just scroll through the slides. Just see what the ideas they are given. Then we'll come out with our ideas. So you see how much water goes waste from our rooftops. They're just going out. Whereas we can do so much with that, nothing is happening. So you say water and water saves you is very true. You say water and water saves you. Harvest water, be a rainwater harvester. And then, of course, as you do, whatever little each one of you do will save you, will save me, will save the earth, will save everything. All right. So this was just a kind of introduction. Now I'm going to go to the reality. The reality, something that is very near us. Students, the first thing is you must know that we belong to a great civilization. We Indians have a history, a past, a civilization which no other part of the world ever had. If you go to the before Christ era, we had such an advanced civilization, and today, when excavation is done from cities of Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, we are amazed that even at that time, when there was no water problem, they were doing rainwater harvest. So we were so advanced, so cautious with water that we did not want any water to go waste, although there was abundance of water at that time. These structures that you're going to see in the next slide, see carefully. These are so ancient, so primitive. One is taken from Mohenjo-daro, The other one is taken from Harappa. And you can see here that there are wells and pits where wherever water used to come, water used to go inside that. And everybody, all the citizens of that particular city had access to water at a time when there was no problem. Now this didn't finish there. Okay, it didn't finish there. It went on further. Later, when we started coming under kings and rulers, right from the 10th century BC, they also realized rain should not be wasted. In Delhi, where you stay, do you know that we have got system where rainwater gets collected, rainwater gets filtered, rainwater gets cleansed. There is a proper cleansing mechanism, like you get your overhead tanks cleansed, right? Chemically or mechanically, whatever. Even at that time, they were getting it done. And these are what you call as the Bauli. So I'll show you some Baulis in Delhi. Let me see if you can identify them. There are about 20 in Delhi. So I'm going to show you some of the very, very good Baulis. Some of them are bad, some of them are good. Can you identify any one of them? Yes, very good. Which one? Absolutely. Where is it? Right in the heart of Connaught Place. Well done. So let's clap for her. Very good. By the way, let me tell you one alone. So, थोड़ा सा भूतिया माना जाता है. So you please go there with somebody. You have gone to that place. Excellent. Any other two? Can you identify? They're right from Delhi and South Delhi. South Delhi. Any idea? No. This one out here, the one which is here. This one is in Hazrat Nizamuddin. Hazrat Nizamuddin Auliya's Bauli. And the other one, the one at the top, that is the Firoz Shah Bauli. Unfortunately, we have stopped thinking them. We have stopped caring about them, and they are very ill-maintained. As you can see, the water there is green and algae-rich and slimy. So we have not been good with something given to us by our previous rulers. But it is said, if Delhi can activate these Baulis, no other cost required, Delhi will drown in its own water. Even with the erratic rainfall that we get, if the Baulis are activated, which now they are getting done, we will have water everywhere. We don't even need a pump to suck in water. So we have the infrastructure, right? We have the infrastructure. Now what can you do? You can't go and repair Bauli, can you? So let's look at what you and I can do. And I'll show you some of the very, very easy methods which you and I can use and do something. So the easiest method is that from your terrace, all of you have a terrace, you must be having access to terrace, create a pipe and let the pipe go to a tank which is in the soil and another tank, because two tanks will help in filtering the water, and this water that you're going to get is good enough for drinking. You call it potable water. And if you feel, no, this is not good enough for drinking, I don't feel like drinking it, then there are multiple uses of that. Use it for washing your car, use it for cleaning your utensils, use it for mopping your floor, use it for washing your clothes. Why do you need the DJB water? So the first look, just that this is the easiest way to do rainwater harvesting, where from the
next slide, ma'am.
From the house, you just have a pipe. And mind you, this is going to become a compulsory thing for every house by the year it is 2025. Every house has to get it done. So you see the rains are coming. There is a pipe there. The pipe is taking it to the first storage. And then that storage, through sedimentation, is passing out the good water to the next storage. And that is very clean water. So if you are not paying a drop one paisa to Delhi Jal Board as an electricity. This is a very common thing that you normally do. Yes, please.
Ma'am, in Jaipur, like I've seen, there's a big flat in Silverstone. So I guess I went over there in 2018. So this system was there, and I used to see that people, like Jaipur people say that.
You know, let me tell you here, of course, here in Delhi, probably we are very advanced, or maybe we have the right kind of money. So don't take all this seriously. If you go to Rajasthan or those areas where water scarcity ruins life, that's the word I'm going to use. Even today, there are huge havelis where they don't have water. And they don't want their women to walk miles to fetch water. All they do is collect rainwater when it comes. And the entire household runs on that. Now, still, if you feel this is not something I can do, just do one little thing. This you can do. This is what you call the rainwater bucket system. Rainwater bucket system. So what I do is, this is a pipe. Okay. Very, so this is a pipe. And this pipe is coming out from your drain water pipe. Just attach a pipe. Don't have to do anything. Just put a bucket. Ensure that the bucket has a cover. Ordinary cloth. And all the water that will come out will go here into this bucket. Simple. This is called the rainwater bucket, or you can simply call it the rainwater tank. If you have a tank or a cover, on that there's a lid, you can put it to that. So see how easy it is. Because water will always move from the top to the ground. This water I can throw away, or this water I can put like this. You see this? Yes. This is the easiest. And so much of water has come into it. So either you have a bucket, if you can do nothing, you can do this, or you can have a tank. So either way, that's a very good idea. You can use rainwater and not allow it to fall. Okay, this is a very simple. So thank you, Peter. Another thing is that you can have some fun with water. And this is great fun with water because main problem with water is when water comes down from the air, from the atmosphere, and it lands with pressure on any place, there is a lot of damage to that area. If it is falling on soil, soil will get holes if it is coming with pressure. Or if it is falling somewhere else, it's very difficult to control the direction of the water. Very difficult to control the direction of the water. So there is something what you call as a rainwater fountain. Very simple. If you love rain, how many of you love rain, by the way? How many of you love getting wet in the rain? How many of you fall sick after getting wet in the rain? Then you should not be getting wet in the rain. But I have a lot of love for rain. Rain somehow makes me feel that there is somebody over there who is giving us, taking care of everything we need, particularly water, without which we could not have lived. Right? So see how I make a rainwater fountain, and at the same time, I allow the water to go underground without forcing a denture or without creating a hole in the soil. Okay, so see how I do it. These are all improvised. You don't have to pay a penny. All are from very, very ordinary material. So you can take as many as you want. So I just 2 containers. Both of them are useless. Both of them are plastic. All that is there is. I just made 2 in a sequence. You can add more if you want. So what I'm going to do is, so this is the first one, and this one can be near your terrace where the water is falling. So as I add water here, see how it is going to fall down as a fountain. Just check the level. Top is a fountain, the lower is a steady water flow. Can you see that?
Yes.
So here you have a fountain, and here you have it. And if there is a lot of rain, the fountain is also creating a sound, which will make you feel nice. Your mood can be enhanced. I'll give one more demonstration, see how it works. Fountain as well as controlled water flow. See that? Now here I have the fountain, and here I have 2 steady streams of water, which I can put even over here. So I'm getting 2 things together. Right? So this is one thing that can be done. Next slide. This is another thing you can add to fun, or you can make it yourself. And when we had a lot of rain now in January, of course that was very cold. But otherwise, if you try doing it, It will give you an automatic.
It's coming. Next slide.
Whenever it rains, you're going to get it. Now the season is warming up, so you may not get it. So in the next slide, you see exactly what I demonstrated to you. That's the bucket to which the rainwater pipe is used. There's a cloth on top so that it gets filtered. And the other one is where you really don't like much of water around. So water comes into that main tank and you keep it there. So whenever it rains, you get it. Whenever it doesn't rain, you don't get it. But see, from this one and this one, there has got to be a tap so that you can take it. But if you want an excellent system, then you have to somehow go under the ground and create a storage tank there. Right? Now, this is as far as the ordinary, the most ordinary is concerned. Now, something about gardening. Something about gardening, because when you do gardening, how many of you like plants? How many of you like greenery? How many of you don't like greenery? You don't like greenery? Don't do that. You have to love greenery. You don't like greenery. You do not like greenery. Why do you not like greenery? How many of you like to create your greenery? Okay, now see how you can create your greenery. Now see here. Let's see, this is a garden. I'll hold it up. This is called, a little difficult to lift it, but you can see it's two tires. Okay. Now, with one tire at the top and another tire at the bottom, I'm serving three purposes. One, when it rains, both this and this will get water. And if I can keep this on a ground, and I don't have any lawn in my house, I can't do that. Those of you who have access to a lawn or a patch of land, you can do that. So you do three things in one shot. One, a good looking greenery. It's a kind of terrace gardening. We call it mulch gardening. The only thing is that you have to be a little careful with the kind of soil you put. The soil must be of the mulch. Mulch is a special type of soil which kind of filters out the bad part. So this one will get water. Then from here, this one will get water. And finally, the ground will get water. Like this. See, I'm watering. Are you all able to see? Yes. So I'm putting here at the top and see how the water is going to go down. Drop by drop, the water is percolating down into the lower garden. Can you see the water percolating to the lower garden? Yes, there are holes at the bottom. Yes, of course. So it's percolating to the lower garden. That means with one good water supply and gardening, 2 areas. And then from here, it's going to go into the soil and increase the groundwater. So 3 things we are going together. 2 gardening and 3 groundwater, and only with natural rainwater like this. Interesting? Like it? Anyone has a question? Onliners, you are also welcome to ask any question if you have. I'll answer them. I'll answer them if you have, and offliners, I will also answer you. Yes, tell me, what's your question? I request you to lower your mask and speak. That's called a fountain water harvesting. So one side you are seeing the fountain-like flow of water, and from the bottom a steady stream of water is going down. Because if water does not fall on the ground on a steady stream, it's likely to damage the garden or any soil, as for that matter. That's what happens when you have heavy rains. Yes, what's your question? This structure. This one, which one are you talking? This one, not just take any layer, any 2 level where there are perforations at the base and attach one over the other. Take the help of a carpenter or anybody. You can make it multi-layer. I have done only with 2 layers, and it will add to the beauty of your house, and this is what you call terrace farming house. It can be all yours. And if you have soil, then you will help the soil also regain underground water. It will help the soil to regain underground water. Now let's talk of the invisible water. The largest supply of water. You know, the unfortunate thing about it, we think we are on a watery planet. A large amount of water is there. When you make your planet, when you make the globe, when you make your geography maps, blue, blue, blue everywhere, and you think, well, we have a lot of water. Unfortunately, only 5% of that total water which we have free from Mother Nature is what we can drink. The water worth drinking is called potable water. And we don't have that. We have a lot of water. You can't drink the saline water. Yes, please.
Most of the water is salt.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. We call ourselves a watery planet, but what is the use to us? We have to find our own solution. Yes, please.
The water we drink comes from freshwater lakes and that too is available.
No. The water that we take comes, at least in Delhi, the water that you take comes from treated water. Yes, of course it is purified. There are treatment plants where water is treated, cleansed, then it is pumped to our house. We no longer have that kind of water bodies where the water can come straight from there into our houses. Once upon a time, about 200, 300 years ago, all that was done. How do you think Red Fort is so good? Or how do you think the people in any fort were so comfortable? Where was the electricity? Where is the water? You know, even at that time, all the constructors there, they were so intelligent. From a nearby water body, if you have river, fine, Delhi has Yamuna, or a nearby water body, they would have kind of canals which will move in and out of the palace, always from a higher area to a lower area, because water moves from top to bottom, and all over the palace there was available water. In fact, they had washrooms with running water. At a time when there was nothing called water supply or Delhi Jal Board or electricity. So how did they do it? They did it because they knew how to harvest water.
They made the big boats and
Yes, they did everything, and that was the time when there was no support. Today we have so much technology working in its favor. Right? Now the thing is, the most important water which can be potable, because we are bothered about drinking water. One is, of course, go for high-ended technology which involves a lot of money, do reverse osmosis, get the salt water cleansed, make it potable. That's also happening. A very successful project of this kind has happened in Puri, Odisha, but it is too expensive. And what do you mean by too expensive? When any project is too expensive, who pays? Your parents pay, the taxpayers pay. It's our money. Why should we pay like that? Yes.
So, ma'am, few days ago, my parents installed a water machine. It is called Indian water. Because the normal water we get from a purifier, it has very high pH.
Yes, the thing is, the kind of water we have in Delhi is rather polluted. So it's very difficult to get good water. Very difficult to get good water, even with the machines. I'll answer all your questions a little later. Let me first finish with my presentation.
There is an online question.
What is the question?
Is the rainwater pure and what is the proof?
Rainwater is not going to have any chemical pollutant because there cannot be pollution in the rainwater. Pollution is a ground level activity, point one. Point two, the very fact it is pure is check for it. You're not going to find microbes, you're not going to find potassium, chlorine, sodium, molybdenum. They will not be there. Why? Because it's coming from the purest source, that is the clouds. Yes, whatever little impurities it will catch is as it comes through the air. For that, you need to use a filter. Students, I'll answer all your questions, but let me first finish with this work, right? So the best thing is that when you have, next slide please, when you have an underground water level, main purpose of doing the underground water conservation, or you are aware there is water under the soil, which we call as the water table. So that water table must be kept intact. If the water table is going down, Delhi has drastically low water table. We are heading for this kind of an end. Look at the picture. Look carefully at the way so many hands are going up for one drop of water, and that is the global map of the world. And the areas which are marked in red, India is marked in red. There is going to be acute water shortage for all the prosperities of the cities. And see the cities which come almost died out in the recent time and kind of revived by technology. That is Chennai, Cape Town, Sao Paulo, Beijing, Cairo, Jakarta, and Istanbul. Some of them are very, very prosperous cities, and look at the number of people who had to go waterless because they were not doing enough to conserve the rainwater. They were not doing enough to conserve the rainwater, and this is going to magnify to a global crisis that is frightening. That is very, very frightening. So what exactly is to be done? Whatever little drop of fresh water that you get from the rain, please do keep them safe by doing rainwater harvesting. Please keep them safe by doing rainwater harvesting. Try to use the non-drinking part of your water usage, as I said, washing, cleaning, mopping, etc., etc., by using the fresh rainwater which you are collecting from the rain. And if you are doing it in your own little way, you can't do anything, you can keep a bucket and collect the rainwater. You can collect the rainwater. That's also a kind of fun that you can do. And together, you and I can stop the world from looking like that. Otherwise, how many days do you think you can live without water? How many days? And in summers, look at the summers, how many hours you can stay without water? Do you realize what is going to happen and how many days you can stay without food? No, suppose somebody stops giving you food. So how many days will you be able to be alive? 2 to 5 days, depending on the strength of your body. But somebody stops giving you water, how many hours will you be alive? Maximum 1 day. Maximum 1 day. And that is the way we finish, which is a very, very big global crisis. So hence the enforcement as well as voluntary acceptance of rainwater harvesting. And today's event was basically an awakening to make you realize it's very simple. It is being supported by the government. People who are really interested in rainwater harvesting can approach the government and get grants, especially those who have big houses. You should make it happen. And you start because you represent that world of food. Okay, now I'll take up your questions one by one, please. Oh, yes, please. What's your question?
Ma'am, I was saying, like, it's not like a question. I was just mentioning that the water we drink, like, from purifiers, like, so half of the minerals have been removed just to make the water a bit sweet and potable.
Of course, that's a very good observation. I want to clarify this. All these big water purifiers, Kent and Aquafilter and whatever you have, they write very clearly demineralized water, which means that whatever natural mineral was there in the water, that has been removed. And the more you remove the mineral from the water tastes very good.
Yes.
It's not good for your health. So there should be a limit setting. Don't go by the taste of the water, go by the quality of water, and good quality water is not very tasty. Yes.
And I know rainwater is very important to be like served and
Yes.
collected, ma'am, but some of the rainwater is acidic.
No, if it is acid rain, that means air pollution control body is not working. Rain can never be acidic if the air pollution control board, we have a board that controls air pollution, if they are doing a good work, rainwater cannot be acidic. That means air pollution is not being taken care of. That is why I'm saying you use your own filter mechanism.
And ma'am, acid rain happens one, like in the starting of the year and
Acid rain happens rarely unless you are staying near an oil refinery or some industry that releases a lot of hard chemicals like sulfur, manganese, etc. Acid rain happens. I'm not challenging that. And acid rain is not just bad for drinking. Acid rain corrodes the monuments, corrodes the buildings. It's a kind of like, hell coming from heaven.
yes, ma'am,
It's somewhat like that. Acid rain is so very deadly. Yes, your question? See, that's a good question. What you're saying is the hydrological cycle should give us good water. But then how will the hydrological cycle operate if the air is having bad chemicals, if the ocean has been polluted with plastics? How will the cycle operate? And the cycle also needs some support. We have taken away all the support, so how will the natural hydrological cycle give us clean water? As long as we were not into this kind of a bad activity, there was no problem. But now what have we done? The air is full of industrial chemicals. There is smoke. One person drives an 8-seater and feels that's my luxury quotient and leaves behind a huge exhaust, which all go up, make the air bad. Or in the ocean, there are plastics which are being eaten. And even, Marina Trench, that point, which is the deepest part, bigger than, taller than the Himalayas, plastic is getting flushed out. All chemicals are being put there. How do you think the water cycle will operate to its very best? Can you operate if all around you there were smoke and dust particle and all? Won't you feel bad? Can you work well as a student? Same applies to the hydrological cycle also. Yes, please.
ये क्या हुआ?
You lower your mask and ask me the question. What is to be protected? Yes.
इसमें क्या बंद हो गया?
Yes, please stand up. You want to have the mic? Come. What is your opinion?
Hello everyone. So my opinion is nothing but as we all know that water is the most precious resource for our living and we can't live without it. So why do we just waste it? We don't need as the new technology is expensive. So we don't need technology. We can also use ancient methods we can just purify the water by collecting the rainwater by mineral water.
That's a very good idea. Yeah. Now today, what will happen is that if in your bathroom you have a water reservoir, I remember the first house I used to stay, in the bathroom there was just a tank where water was stored and we used to take our bath from there. Now today, if you go into your bathroom and you find tank, उसमें पानी भर के रखा हुआ, I can't do this. I need a good shower and I need a jacuzzi. Then well, in the times वैसा होगा और के साथ होते ही रहेगा. You change your preferences, the earth will change accordingly. Yes, thank you so much. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. But not only for water, all the matters are environment, ma'am. It is like that we are choking the throat of our environment. Like, ma'am, not only we are cutting trees, but that water is also getting waste as the root also holds the water. So, ma'am, we should not do this. Either we can do it we should think about it.
Definitely, absolutely, and I very much appreciate the thought that at least you are thinking on those lines. Even if you are thinking, your job has begun. And today's event was just to make you start thinking. Yes, please. Okay, let me ask. Yes. Yes.
In Bihar, the villages of Bihar, my grandparents speak specifically about the village.
Are you coming? Are you have
from.
connections from Bihar?
Okay. The village that my family is from. There are many ponds, several ponds, and around and every house has a pond. The pond in my house was covered because of some problems. Because at the times when the pond was there, they had many fishes and it was very pure water. And we have started to do water harvesting only in the past 10 years. And in these small villages, we have done this for the past 100 to 200 years. And we should learn from this.
Absolutely, absolutely, students. Now, this is one thing I would really, really like you to drive. Because we are the city dwellers, we are the urbanites, we are superior, we are pretty inferior. If you go into the rural households, you have no business to turn your nose and say, because they ensure there is a water body available to them, they take care of it. In Bengal, where the soil is very, very soft, each house has something of a pond which they call pukur, and they take care of that. Okay. Then, other than that, they are very particular about rainwater harvesting. They don't allow rain to go here and there. They lead a simple life. They don't make abnormal demands. They don't bathe in jacuzzis. Their simple life is what will make them survive and what will make us die if we do not change and simplify our tastes. My time is running short, so I can give chance to only. You want to say something on the mic? Okay, come. Let him come first, and after that I'll finish the session. My time has run out, and you have been a wonderful audience, and especially those onliners. You two have been wonderful, and I really love being with you. I don't get a chance to be with you on a routine manner. Thank you so much. Yes, what do you have? You're Aditya. Yes.
Hello everyone. So ma'am already said my name.
I wanted to say that ma'am told that all the plastic that was being released into the oceans, it is destroying the wildlife. But not many people seem to think that it's affecting us that much. But this plastic, that is being consumed by the fish, these fish are then fished up by fishermen and they are supplied to cities where we eat them. So technically, we are consuming the plastic that we are disposing into the oceans.
Yeah, absolutely. You know how the poisons that we eat are made by us. You become poisonous with your lifestyle, you'll have to eat the poison. You become natural and good with your lifestyle, you will be good with that. So my time is over. We'll talk next time. Because it's already 12:35. So I'll not be able to give time to each one of you. You can write to me or talk to me on my email ID. I'll definitely answer your queries. I'll just give you my email ID. It's alokabose1010@gmail.com. You want to communicate with me, write to me on the email and we'll share views and we'll get into discussions. But as of today, I need to end because there is another agenda line. I have to stop now.